Salute, BookTube. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. It's Tuesday, so I thought, or I was tagged, so I thought I'd make my Tag Tuesday video right now and share it all with you. I was very graciously tagged by one of my newest friends on BookTube. It's Jeff at Reading Still Matters, and he tagged me in the BookTube Watching Tag. This is another interesting BookTube tag subject. Really interesting, focusing more on your BookTube watching habits rather than your actual reading. So it's quite interesting. And I believe this was originally, it doesn't say who's the original creator of this tag. I believe it's Mike at Bibliophile Reads. That's who tagged Jeff, and I believe just created this tag. So I believe that's the case. Um, I'll link to Jeff's video definitely and his channel below. Um, and yeah, I thought I would start and start with these tags, start with the prompts. There are 10 prompts plus tagging people. So let's just get started. Question number one, or prompt number one: how many channels are you subscribed to? I think this is how many BookTube channels you're subscribed to, because on this account and where I'm speaking to you today on this channel, I only focus on BookTube mostly. So all the channels I'm subscribed to is BookTube. I think at last count, I just counted just before I made this video, quick count. I could be off by one or two, but I counted 59. We round up to about 60 maybe if I counted one less, or maybe I double counted, maybe it's 58, but it's somewhere there. And it's, I think, overwhelmingly or completely BookTube. I do have another account I use for personal use, and that's where I'll have maybe, although it's also been dominated by booktubers. Uh, I mean, I might be subscribed to other channels, but it's mostly booktubers as well. If you're talking about subscribers and who I subscribe to, so both on my personal and on this booktube channel, mostly booktubers. And again, this one, it's about 60 subscribers. Question or prompt number two: when do you normally watch BookTube? Um, Usually the evening, on weekdays, the evenings. Um, but then on the weekends, what I'll usually do is it's nice to just wake up to no alarm and then just read and watch BookTube. And what I tend to do is I'll read, then if I need to just a little bit of a change, I'll watch a bit of BookTube, then I'll go back to reading, and then go back to BookTube. I'll alternate usually. So on weekends, that'll start from the morning, and for as long as I can, read and BookTube. Um, I'll do it until something comes up and I have to leave, usually go somewhere. But if I'm at home, I'm usually reading. If not reading, I'm BookTubing. Prompt number three: how do you balance BookTube watching, reading, and making your own videos? How do I balance it? I mean, typically, again, if I'm tagged, I try to do the tag. Usually, if I'm around and it's not too late and not too much time has passed, and I've been tagged, I'll try to do the tag video. I try to do that as a priority. If somebody's gracious enough to tag me, it's only right that I try my best to do that tag. And then I try to schedule it. So I at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month I do a reading wrap up of what I read. And then also at the end of the month or the beginning of the new month, I'll do a TBR video, what I plan to read. And then there are the tag videos, and then there's stuff in between. Depends really. So I'm not. There are some people who post a lot, like they post a lot, like almost daily. There are people who. For me, it depends. I don't have anything strict. I don't have like, oh, I'm gonna post every Monday and Wednesday or anything like that. But again, I have my channel regulars. I have the tag videos, and then if something comes up that requires me to make an announcement, or I'll make a separate video, but those three are the big three, and then anything else is just bonus. So I think that keeps me kind of balanced or grounded, or what do you want to call it? Reading. I mean, I'm gonna read anyway. If I'm sitting at home, I'm usually reading. If I'm not watching BookTube, or basically what I'm trying to say. So it says here, balance BookTube watching, reading, and making your own videos. So watching and reading, again, I alternate. If I've got like the whole day and I'm at home and I don't have anything outside in the real world, I'll alternate between the two. Um, and then making the videos, again, I'm not a prolific booktuber. I try to be consistent, but I don't have anything set except for the, like I mentioned, the end of the month, beginning of the month, and then tags. Anything else is just is just extra. Um, Prompt number 4: is there a difference between the videos you like watching and the videos you like making? Um, that's the difference between videos you like watching and the videos you like making. I will say tag videos. Initially, I wasn't a big fan of tag videos. I wasn't a big fan. They're very popular on BookTube, and they get a lot of hits. I think on my channel, a lot of views, and other people, their tag videos are probably some of their highest receiving views. Initially, I didn't like tags, but came to appreciate tags when I started to make them. When I started making videos, I started becoming a booktuber. Doing tags are really fun because it makes you think, and you scour through your library, and you reminisce, or you try to remember, or reading memories from back in the day, or you try to pick up quotes. It's fun. There's a bit of research, but it's fun. Um, and then by doing book tag videos, I started watching book tag videos, and you learn a lot from that too, and you get to know other booktubers better, especially by their tags, because it gets, some of the questions are personal, like when do you read, or when is your optimal time, things like that. But is there a difference between the videos you like watching and the videos you like making? Um, I don't know. I need to think about it, and um, just that, I think that tag video sort of kind of answers the question. Um, I didn't like tags. Once I started making tags, I started like watching tags. I started to appreciate them more. Prompt number 5: who is the first booktuber you subscribed to, and do you still watch them? The first booktuber I ever subscribed to was Steve Donahue. Steve Donahue is a, well, when I subscribed to him, he was still a moderately small channel. He wasn't very large. There were two things that, first of all, Steve Don. Now, I mean, now he's quite a big booktuber. I think what's the new nickname they give him? The Godfather of BookTube. He's a very prolific reader and a very prolific booktuber. So um, he's become very popular despite little promotion. But Steve, number one, for those who don't know, I'm based in the United Arab Emirates, which is a country in the Middle East. And Steve Donahue is a book critic, and he writes book reviews for a number of publications, mostly in the United States, and then he's got his personal publication. But he used to, back in the day, he used to post in the local newspaper here where I am in the United Arab Emirates, in the city that I live in. So I'd seen his name in the book reviews in the newspaper, but the newspaper that he writes to, I'm how do you put this diplomatically? I have ideological differences with that newspaper, so I wasn't. Let's just say I wasn't their biggest fan. Although Steve, I wasn't a fan for other reasons, not their book reviews. But now, unfortunately, Steve doesn't write for that newspaper anymore. That newspaper's kind of changed. They've become very news focused, and they've become less local and less booktube, or less book reviews, and less. They're very focused on news and only news. Even opinion is. Oh, there's news and opinion, and that's about it. It's almost like they've dropped sports, they've dropped book reviews, they've dropped crosswords, and they've come online mostly. So he doesn't write for them anymore. But how I found Steve Donahue and how I found BookTube was I was sitting one day, like I was bored. I was just bored, and I said, "There's something missing in my life. There's just something I need to have in my life that I don't right now. It's just a void, it's missing, and if I need to fill that because I'm bored. So what I did was I just in the search bar, just out of pure boredom, put on the search bar of YouTube. I just wrote, I think I wrote best historical fiction or recommended historical fiction or something like that. Something historical fiction, like good historical fiction or historical fiction recommendations, something in the search bar. And I put search, and I don't know, I was scrolling, and boom, there was Steve Donahue. And I clicked that video. I subscribed within a couple of days. And I've been booktube watching ever since, and now I'm a booktuber myself. So I think this is a while ago, almost 10 years ago. I think it was around 2016, 2017. I don't know how old Steve was on booktube then, but I remember I was quite early, one of his early subscribers. But then him and led to other channels, led to the community, and like I said, now I have I've subscribed to many booktubers. And so I still watch Steve Donahue. I still do. Yeah, I still do watch his videos. Um, I try to participate as much as possible. I've communicated with him on email, and he replied to me. The only thing is, when I was subscribed and I was communicating to him, I was on my old channel, my personal channel. So my username is very different than my Saracen Salute channel, which I'm using now. I created Saracen Salute as a new channel to start this BookTube channel. So I don't know if I don't think he knows that I'm that same person who's communicated with him. But if you're watching this, Steve, you know me. This is just, I'm booktubing with a different name, but I've been subscribed and we've communicated. I've been subscribed for a long time. We've been communicating for a long time. Just in case you're watching, he probably isn't because he's a very busy booktube superstar. Um, but anyway, so that was my first booktuber, and I still watch him, Steve. Who is the most recent booktuber you subscribe to? For this, I wrote it down. I just want to make sure I didn't skip anything. Who is your most recent booktuber you subscribe to? There are two channels I want to mention here. The first one is Julie at Bookish Travels. She had created she had created the last tag that I participated in, and then she commented on my channel. A very nice comment, and I thanked her. Then I just checked out her channel, and then saw her videos, and she has an interesting channel. She she reads quite eclectically. She's got a broad reading interest, but she does do because I like history and nonfiction. She does a lot of that. She also does a lot of historical fiction, and she does a lot of general fiction. But her channel is also very interesting because she tries when she can. I think I'm a very new subscriber, so I'm still watching her videos, still getting to know her. I think she tries to mix reading with traveling. She's got a lot of videos where she's in a historical place. She's a British or English booktuber, so she's very lucky. They're very lucky because their whole country is like one large open air museum. So she posts a lot of videos in like an old English castle, and she talks about historical. If it's a historical fiction about the Plantagenet or the Tudor era, she'll be in a Tudor era castle and she'll do her video. It's just interesting reading, interesting channel. So that's one of the most recent booktubers I subscribe to. The other recent subscriber I subscribed maybe yesterday or the day before is Hannah at Hannah's Books. Again, I participated in a tag she created. I made a small controversial remark and she picked up on it, but I didn't mean to be controversial. I just wanted to point something out about seasonality and the West and the East. I don't want to get into it now, but um, I subscribed to her, and then one of the first videos I saw her, one of her latest videos, and she mentioned she's having a bit of some health issues. So I hope for a speedy recovery for her, and I hope she gets better and she gets back into more booktube videos. Yeah. Next prompt is number 7. Share an old favorite booktuber. I thought about this back and forth. There's quite a few I could put. Maybe I should have mentioned them all, but I'll mention just one one of the older booktubers or people I've been subscribed to for a while is a channel by a gentleman named James Holder. James is a booktuber out of Texas. I've been subscribed to him for a while. I was made aware of him via Steve Donahue. Again, Steve Donahue has his own his own place where he posts his book reviews, his own website uh, where he posts his booktube his book reviews. And James Holder, who started making booktube videos, and he started reviewing for Steve Donahue, and that's where I got his attention. I noticed he has his own booktube channel. I started watching him. He caught my attention specifically because I think he's the specialist at Steve Donahue's. It's called Open Letters Review. I think that's the website. Don't quote me. I'll try to link it below. But James Holder was their resident. He did all the reviews of ancient history, and specifically Middle Eastern ancient history, like the ancient Near East. So a lot of books about ancient Egypt, a lot of books about ancient Persia, and especially a lot of books he's reviewed about ancient Mesopotamia, Assyria, etc. So he had, it seems, at least initially, he had an interest in ancient history, and I found that fascinating. He also had an interest in history in general. He's quite a prolific history reader. It's just lately he's been, this is according to him, I might be misquoting him, but he's sort of fallen out of love with history, and he stopped reading and reviewing history, and his channel has switched recently. He's doing a lot more contemporary fiction, a lot of drama and plays, a lot of poetry, and a lot of manga. So he's gone from history, like ancient history, to manga. Big switch, which isn't something. I'm not a big manga reader. I don't have anything against it. Maybe I like it. I need to try it. I'm not a big contemporary fiction and poetry reader, but again, maybe I should try it. So James, if you're watching this, if you could go back to doing reading and reviewing history books, Near East history books, I'd appreciate it because I'm an old favorite. I'm an old viewer, old subscriber. Uh, but again, it's his channel. I'm not gonna dictate. He can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to listen to me. Share a new favorite booktuber. Again, I could have picked so many because since I got into booktube, I've actually met a lot of since I started making videos, I started to meet a lot of new booktubers, and some of them have become friends. Again, I think one of the newest, and again, mostly a history reader, so I'm a bit biased to him. Um, well, actually, one of them is the actual person who tagged me on this video because I wanted to tag him in the last video, but he had already done the tag. And then I wanted to tag him again, but he beat me to it and he tagged me. And that's Jeff, the person who tagged me here, Jeff at Reading Still Matters. He's become one of my favorites, one of my new favorites. Again, he's a history reader. He reads not just history, but a big part of his reading is history, so I find him interesting. The other new favorite is the other Jeff at Jeffrey Reads History. Also another new favorite, also a very prolific history reader. His videos are very short. They're short and snappy, but I think I don't know, we have similar general history reading um, tastes. So I'll give him a shout out. Again, I'll tag a lot of these in the description below. So yeah, the two Jeffs I think for new favorite booktubers. Prompt number 9 or question number 9. What is one of your booktube pet peeves? Jeff didn't really answer this. I don't have a pet peeve. There's nothing really that I don't like about booktube that I want to come and complain about here. I enjoy booktube just the way it is, so I don't really have a pet peeve. If I have any kind of criticism, it's not to booktube or any booktuber, it's to YouTube in general. I think YouTube maybe can be a bit more user friendly. Like it's got a lot of like options and bells and whistles, but if they just what's the old the kiss method. Keep it simple, stupid. Like if you could edit a bit easier, if you could tag and mention people a bit easier, if you could link a bit easier. That's the only issue I have. I find the interface a bit on YouTube. Although I've been on it for so long, I find it a bit difficult. And I feel like I'm not using even 85% of what's available because it's just, I don't know, maybe hard to find. There's so many pages, like you've got, it's just, and I think, I know that YouTube in, definitely in the United States, maybe in Europe as well, is quite different and more advanced. I think the YouTube I use here is quite, it's like the Middle Eastern version. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. Um, anyway, that's the only pet peeve I have is with YouTube. The 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 yeah, the interface. I don't have any pet peeves or any issues with any booktuber or booktube specifically. Prompt number 10 or question number 10. What have you learned from watching other booktubers? A lot, because I'm a very singular reader, a lot of nonfiction, a lot of history. I'll read other genres, but not as much as I maybe could or should. So what booktube has taught me is to expand my reading and where to look. So because I think booktube is overwhelmingly fiction readers, you're just it, it just you're forced to learn and to open your mind and to expand your mind. So I've been getting a lot of science fiction recommendations, which I'm not very um, aware of science fiction, what's out there, but booktube has made me aware. Same with fantasy, same with kind of murder mysteries, that kind of genre, that whole genre. A whole bunch of stuff now. 2026, some of my booktube friends, a lot of my commenters, my usual viewers are encouraging me to read some Russian literature, so I'm hoping to do that in 2026. Just books from all over the world, different people, diverse range of people with different backgrounds and different life stories, discussing what books they like reading, what they enjoyed reading, what they recommend. That's expanding my mind. And it's not just the other booktubers; it's the commenters who might not have a booktube channel, but who still participate and give recommendations. So they've opened my mind. They've helped me learn. Um, so definitely, I've learned a lot and learned a lot about new authors, new genres, new worlds, basically. So all very exciting. The last prompt is to tag others. So I think what I'm gonna do with this for the tagging for the booktubers I mentioned, so like Steve Donahue, James Holder, um, Julie at Bookish Travels, Hannah at Hannah's Books. If they're watching this and they want to do these booktube, if the this tag, the I forgot the name of it already, the BookTube Watching Tag. If they want to do this, consider yourself tagged. Of course, Jeff at Reading Still Matters, he tagged me, so but all the others, you're more than welcome to. I wanted to add two channels recently who have subscribed to me and who have been very nice in commenting. Now that I've got confirmation that they do booktube channels, I want to tag them again if they want to do this booktube book watching. Again, what is it called? BookTube Watching Tag. Consider yourself tagged. It's first one is Matt, and his channel is called Reading Pathways. Very insightful booktube channel. Goes deep. One of those deep readers who really. Again, I think he's mostly fiction. Although I've seen his videos, he does read nonfiction as well. He's not one or the other, but even his fiction, he reads deep, deeply. So I'm gonna tag him. The other one is Tammy Esposito, recent subscriber. Also was very nice, gracious in commenting on my channel. She's a booktuber, but also she's an author tuber. I think I because I subscribed to her also recently in November. November was NaNoWriMo, or tried to write a novel within November. But her channel, I really appreciate her channel. She's very honest in her channel. She, you know, if she discusses, oh, I've got a work trip, I've got to visit. I think she had to go in the drive in like in the snow to visit a family member, or she'll discuss that she has pain in her, she has some kind of like ailment, or she has problems with her partner. She's very honest, and she discusses everything very open, like an open book. But despite all the vicissitudes of life and all the issues, she's still in November. I think she completed her writing goals. So a Saracen salute to Tammy Esposito for continuing to write despite all the personal problems we all face. So I'm gonna tag her as well. She's got a cool channel. You guys should check it out. And then I want to tag some regulars. I want to tag JJ at the BookTube Blacksmith. If you want to do this one, please. Angelina, I don't know Angelina. She's back. I think she's back. I think she said she has 27 tags. She a backlist of 27 tags. Make it 28, Angelina. You're tagged on this one. And then there's Alex. I'm regularly tagging Alex. I'm curious what his booktube watching is like. Alex at the Unabashed Reader, I'll tag him as well. Again, if you guys want to do this, consider yourself tagged. Thank you again to Jeff at Reading Still Matters for tagging me. Again, the link will be there. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Tuesday, and all the best. Salute, booktube.